For stage 3, guys, we got a rumor. This is basically a rumor. I want to make that clear, but it's an exciting rumor. Last week we talked about here the Mandalorian coming back, which we're still really excited about it. This last episode was not as exciting as the first one, but it was good. It was good. I enjoy it. I like some Baby Yoda all the time. To me, that's great. But what's going on now is that there's rumors within Lucasfilms, and Lucasfilm has been very secretive recently. Like they pretty much are trying to avoid any spoils of what they're doing, which is great. I like to be surprised, especially when you're gonna offer me is that first Mando episode. That was an amazing surprise. That was great. But according to Deadline, they're saying that there might be a Boba Fett spin-off miniseries on the works, which, I mean, kind of took me by surprise, but in a business sense of way, not, because I think this is a great move. I mean, I believe that, of course, they're going to show Boba Fett. And here's the thing. If they keep showing Boba Fett on the Mandalorian show, that show is going to be called The Mandalorian. It's going to be called Boba Fett's show, because you cannot fight that popularity right now. Boba Fett is the man when it comes to bounty hunting. So I believe it's a great idea to bring him from time to time to complete his mission or his story within the Mandalorian world of what he's doing, and then give us a mini series on the side about a little bit maybe of background, maybe a little bit of how he escaped that Sarlacc pit, maybe I don't know, maybe where he's coming from, why he dressed like that, why is he carrying those weapons, who is he with? That will be great. So they're saying that they're gonna start filming this like a week before they start filming the third season of The Mandalorian. So I'm assuming that this is gonna be super short, probably maybe like a couple of hours mini series. But to me, man, the more Star Wars that I get like this, the happy I am. So I just want to ask you guys, and this is where I want to guide my discussion. Do you think this is a good idea from Disney, doing this miniseries about specific characters from The Mandalorian? Because right now it's Boba Fett, but moving forward could be miniseries on Ahsoka Tano, miniseries on Sabine, a miniseries of Ezra Bridger with Thrawn. So there's so many possibilities. So what do you guys think? Is this a good move? Is this a bad move? Do you think they should stay with the miniseries and series on Disney Plus and create that little miniverse, or should they actually go back to movie theaters? What do you guys think?
The miniseries would be kind of cool to do, man, because I feel like it's gonna be a good pivot in terms of, I mean, you know how Hollywood loves to do their prequels now. But this will be like a good expansive story on pretty much how everything went, going back pre-Empire. Well, not, yeah, like I guess like during the Empire until like, and then before The Force Awakens. That just the fact that we got Boba Fett back. Depending what they're gonna do with that miniseries, they might even show some key parts in that miniseries that could trigger another show like towards that at that point. I know they have a lot of shows like later on that they're trying to get in development, but I think they're just trying to piece how they're gonna tie everything all together. And I feel like that'll be a pretty sick move, man. And the fact that what we discussed before, that Disney's main focus right now is the streaming service. I mean, it's a pretty bold move in terms of their way to just do everything there. And honestly, the movie theaters will be cool to go back to again, but I mean, given the circumstances, they realize that everyone is streaming a lot now, and if Disney's plan is just to focus on putting more stuff on their platform, what better way to do it was obviously The Mandalorian, and doing a spinoff and potentially more on the Star Wars universe there as well.
Yeah.
I think that, in my opinion, I mean, even it feels so strange to say it on recording, but we're allowed to. I think even despite coronavirus, like The Mandalorian did so well before COVID hit that, I mean, I just kind of think it's the way that media is going as a whole. I mean, I think we all agree that it was the best Star Wars content that has come out in such a long time.
Oh yeah. I'll say like the best content 7 years ago.
Easily.
Forget about those. Forget about that sequel. No.
Rogue One was good, but that's a different discussion. But no. So my thing is that I mean, this is the type of thing that's keeping people paying for Disney Plus. Like, I think everyone here and a lot of people listening only had Disney Plus for The Mandalorian. I think from a business standpoint, it makes total sense. Would I maybe prefer, to some degree, another Boba Fett movie? You know, I my brain wants to say yes, but the real answer is I don't know, because I mean, Solo was fine, but it wasn't great. Mandalorian is great, and with Disney money and LucasArts, you know, I don't know. I think honestly, I think it's a really smart move. I think Disney has probably hired a billion geniuses to make all the right moves. I think it's a smart move. I'm a little bit upset at how much of a slow burn Boba Fett is right now during Mandalorian. Because they gave him to us immediately and then took him away immediately.
But that's the thing. I believe. I mean, again, this is a rumor, guys. We are theory crafting about a rumor, but maybe that's the strategy. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe that's why they show him, because they're getting ready for this. I of course, it's gonna come again on the Mandarin. He has to. There wouldn't be like any logic or reason for them to show him in the first episode. Mandalorian carrying with him that armor for him not to show up again. But
we're not going to get him until like one of the last episodes, man.
I believe that too, man. And that's what I think, that they do that. And in between season, maybe 2 and 3, we got this miniseries of Boba Fett, just because Disney wants to keep people subscribed. Disney wants to keep the ball rolling. And that's why I believe this is a great idea. I'm missing the theaters like motherfucker, man. I want to go back and sit down with my popcorn and my huge soda. But at the same time, this is the second best thing. And I do prefer for them to tell Star Wars stories in this format, because it's just gives me more. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I'm watching The Mandalorian, I just get so much more lore, like so much more than just sitting 2 hours there and being distracted with so many special effects that I just miss all the Easter eggs. I just like this lower page in a way.
The thing is if they did a Boba Fett movie, pardon me, it'd be an hour and a half. It's exactly 2 hours, an hour and a half, and then you're done. Like, there's no more content on it. If you do it as a streaming service, you get 8, 9, 10 hours, and they can stretch it out. I mean,
and not only that, you get the little cameos here and there, because if they make all sync. I mean, who tells you that once they do this Boba Fett little story, then they're gonna do maybe the Sabine mini-series with Ahsoka, and Boba Fett could be in it? Who says that Boba Fett could be like a mentor to Sabine? Like, who's not to say that anything can happen when it comes to, if you have all these people together? And they calling this and again, this is rumor, because no, this has happened, but they calling this that the possible Filoniverse. So we're gonna see things from Rebels, Clone Wars, into the Mandalorian, Boba Fett miniseries, and Ahsoka miniseries that comes to fruition. If they're like pretty much hiring all these key actors, because we have Rosario Dawson, amazing. We have Mr. Morrison for Boba Fett, amazing. We had Pedro Pascal for The Mandalorian. So we got all these core actors. All of them can pull out a series from themselves because they're great actors. So it could be like a great move by Disney if they decide to invest heavily in this. I'm all down for it.
I would say, as a theory, or just with some evidence. So the fact that Disney, as soon as they bought Marvel, we're getting a smaller handful of Marvel movies, but like 6 new Marvel shows. I mean, I think that's a good indication of the Imagineers, where they want to go.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's a bad thing. I mean, I would love to see. I'm with you. I want to go back to the movie theaters. That's where it's my favorite thing. It's my favorite place to be. But I mean, streaming services, post 2020, we're already in track to beat movie releases and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think having the evidence that Disney is saying, hey, Marvel, we're going to take your properties, we're going to take your IPs, and we're going to make them shows. I don't really think this is much of a rumor. I think in my head canon, I would confirm it already. Like, I got to imagine, like, because the Qui-Gon movie got sacked too, I think. Weren't they doing something like that?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I think Disney Plus, and it's a good thing. I don't know if I sound cynical, but I would be excited for that. Let me say on record, I would love a Boba Fett miniseries.
Yeah.
I'm sure they would do it well. That's got to be where Disney is going.
What's killing me is why did this take them so long? Like the pandemic started back on February, I believe, when every basically everything closed down, and apparently Disney for real, they wasn't interested in investing in Disney Plus as heavily. Like they had The Mandalorian, they had those shows that they announced on stage 4 of Marvel, whatever it was. But it's just like, I mean, it's almost the end of the year, and we still only have The Mandalorian. What else is on Disney Plus? There's nothing else. The Mandalorian, that's it. They did the trailer for Scarlet Witch. Well, where is that at? I mean, again, it's like it's they have all these characters, and it's taking them so long to just decide and create something. I mean, finally, apparently, Favreau has moved some strings, and things have been brewing up in Lucasfilms. But dude, I mean, like what's going on? Like I mean, I believe like the vaccine is gonna come out before all these plans pan out, and that's crazy. You know, like this has to be. This had to be a priority a long time ago. So I believe it took them too long, at least for Bob Chapek to say, okay, now Disney Plus is going to be our priority. And I'm glad they did, but I'm still like, hey, man, I'm waiting. What's going on?
I mean, I want to say most of it might have to do because of the situation that we have going on right now. But remember, dude, like they just revived this dude from out of nowhere, man. Like, Boba Fett's canon now, and the fact that he survived the Sarlacc pit, dude, like, I don't think they want to rush into this one. And honestly, I let them take their time, man, because I think this miniseries for me, like, not really going towards like what they're gonna do business wise, but like story wise, like what I think might happen. The fact that they brought this up, I think the miniseries is gonna revolve of how he got out of the Sarlacc pit and what was going on through that journey until post Empire at that point too, man.
That's
and
great.
He might run into Ahsoka, he might run into Sabine, because they're still around, so they might put them in that mini series as a little cameo, and then like I said before, like that can trigger some more stories later on as well.
No,
too,
and,
man.
and that's great, but the only thing I disagree with you on that, it's I think Disney's been playing it too safe with Star Wars for too long, man. Too safe. Even since the Force Awakens, that movie was a rehash of New Hope, pretty much.
Yeah,
they're playing it too safe, and it's been a long time they've been playing it too safe. I believe they have to start taking risk. I believe
I think you're answering your own question, Will. I mean, it's the fact that they're being too safe, and The Mandalorian did so well, and episode 8 and 9 were received so poorly, like that. I mean, that's your timeline right there. Is they're like, oh, our streaming service with this Star Wars IP is doing incredible, and the movies did very poorly. Like that may have been before this, the events of this year, where they said, oh shit, I think Disney Plus is actually where it's at, because Mandalorian did incredible, and 8 and 9 did shit. Like nobody liked them.
I mean,
you can thank Kathleen Kennedy for that, man.
Yeah.
So just the fact that she's getting the boot pretty soon, and now they finally get to like this chick is gone.
I mean,
like,
the thing that the part of the mojo with or the motto with Kathleen Kennedy was mostly less is more. And I don't agree with that. I believe that you have so many amazing characters, and the fans are craving to see these characters in action. I believe we just need more. Just bring them out and give us more, because you got more to offer, and just holding on them, that taking them into the sidelines. I still believe. I mean, even though I did appreciate, and I'm glad that Boba Fett is alive, and thank God for that fan service, there's still nothing. They just show him. There's nothing there yet. And I was expecting maybe this next episode to show me a little bit more about him. I didn't despise the episode. Again, I didn't say I didn't like that second episode. Yeah, I appreciate it. But a lot of us were expecting Boba.
I mean, they're
it's
planting
time.
the seed, right? Like they're planting the seed for whatever this next money venture
Dude, they've been
is.
planting seeds for a long time, man. That's
I mean,
that's my
he
concern.
might be in it for a while, dude. Like he might not just be a like a season cast or whatever. He literally might be in this for a while now. At that point, man.
And that's why I
probably
wanted to
they're-
bring this topic, because the miniseries is what I'm asking for. More of him. And if you give me a miniseries, give me more of Ahsoka, give me more of Luke Skywalker, give me more of Han Solo. All these people are alive in this universe. On this era, they're alive. So what this is gonna do with all those characters? They should do what they have to do, which is make money. Show us those characters and give us what the fans want. Just hit Kathleen Kennedy, take her out, and just give the lead to Jon Favreau and do what you gotta do. Make good stories. Stop saving them. Stop like holding them back. Stop like just not delivering what we're asking for.
Honestly, man, I think we're on the edge of the golden age of all these IPs. I mean, as powerful as Disney is, and as crazy that it is that they own all of them, I think that they're starting to make good decisions. And as scary as it is to talk about, I think all of these new Marvel IPs, all these new Marvel streaming services, or rather shows, all of the, these potential Star Wars shows, I think they're all going to be kind of incredible. And I think it's going to be the thing where you go, oh, Netflix, that's where I can watch Breaking Bad and Narcos and whatever.
Yeah.
And then I think they're trying to build up to, but Disney Plus has Marvel and Star Wars and The Simpsons and just all of these giant monster medias that I think it's the move. I think it's the play. Totally.
I'm just concerned with the announcements, man, because if you and that's a good point. Let me compare this to Netflix and let me compare this to HBO Max, which is pretty much the direct competitors from Disney Plus. You see HBO Max teasing and talking about all these DC shows. All of this DC show. I mean, we've been weeks talking with Manny about all these DC shows lineup coming up, which are not freaking rumors. They're pretty much things that are on the works. What I'm talking about tonight is a rumor, which should be a reality. Yep. And that's my concern. Then you have Netflix with the then you have Disney with Netflix with The Witcher and all this series coming up. I believe they're gonna make a Resident Evil series too, and there's also some other series that I don't remember what was it. Also medieval.
They're talking about Zelda too. There was a bunch.
Yeah, there was a rumor, but that was mostly a rumor. Like the Resident Evil one, it's legit. And then there's another one about another video game. I don't remember right now, but I will.
Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed.
Yes.
They're gonna do a series of that. Yeah,
dude. And this is confirmed. And you see what I'm saying? Like Disney, what's going on?
I think Disney's starting to recognize how much of a threat Netflix is.
No. Netflix is not a threat. Netflix is established. Like for Netflix, Disney should be the threat because compared to Disney, Netflix is an itty bitty type of company. You see what I'm saying? Like,
no, I totally agree.
So
I just think they need to start putting shows out.
Exactly.
It's just The Mandalorian. That's all that we have.
Exactly, man. That's what I'm talking about. And Chris, you said it over and over and over again. They own so many IPs. So what's the excuse?
I don't know. I think there might be a delay in filming. I agree with you, dude. I've been waiting on WandaVision forever.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Everyone and their mothers is waiting for that show, man.
Man, I get agitated every time I talk about this because
there's like 5 or 6 Marvel shows that I am dying for, and they're just fuck knows when they're gonna come out. There's WandaVision. There's Captain Falcon, or not Captain Falcon. Jesus. Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yes.
There's so many.
She-Hulk,
Loki. Yeah, man.
Dude.
What's going on? Like, what's going on? I don't. It's like they like to release their stuff like sporadically, like 1 movie or 2 movies a year. Dude, this is not the times for that. While you do that, you got Netflix throwing show.
Netflix is
HBO Max show
right now.
It's like, where are you guys at? What am I paying for? It's crazy, man. It's just crazy.